Hello, good afternoon, investor and corporate. Welcome to SET Digital Roadshow first quarter 20 and 22 performance review. This section will run about 45 minutes, including Q&A. Company will start the section by 30-minute presentation, followed by 15-minute Q&A. And during Q&A, investor may leave your question in meeting room chat box or use raise your hand function. We will open your microphone so you can ask the question to the company directly. So may I now invite AAPICO HITECH Public Company Limited to start the presentation, please. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome all of you to AAPICO HITECH first quarter 2022 performance review. Portree. Beside me is Mr. Yep Suchuan, our President and CEO. For the agenda today, we will start with company information, followed by financial information, automotive industry overview, strategy and direction, electric vehicle, and Q&A will be after presentation. AAPICO HITECH was listed in Stock Exchange of Thailand in 1996 and in 1996 and AAPICO HITECH was established in 1996 and was listed in Stock Exchange of Thailand in 2002. And currently, the major shareholders is Mr. Yep Suchuan Group, who is our president and CEO and also the founder of the company, which currently holds 39.21%. And right now, we have subsidiaries and associate companies around the world, around 47 companies, divided into 33 companies in Thailand and 14 companies overseas. The company has three main businesses, which includes auto parts manufacturing business, which contributed around 76%, car dealership business, which contributed around 24%, and IoT and connectivity business, which contributed less than 1%. AAPICO has received credit rating at BBB+ from Trish Rating with CG score of 5 stars and was selected to be in Thailand Sustainability Index. We are also selected from Thaipat Institute to be in ESG 100 list for this year. And as of 30th of May 2022, the company market capital is at 8.4 billion baht. We have operation based in Thailand, Malaysia, Portugal, and China, and also India. And we also have the office in UK, Germany, Singapore, and Taiwan. For first quarter 2022, Thailand operations still contribute the most at 64%, followed by Portugal at 17%, and Malaysia at 14%, and China at 5%. And we can see here that the sales growth in Thailand was 23.9%, and Portugal 2.2%, Malaysia 24%, and China 48.1%. Our main business is automotive part manufacturing business, which currently contribute around 76% of sales. And we have operation based in Thailand, Portugal, and China. And we divided our product into 5 types, which are metal forming parts, plastic parts, casting parts, forging and machining parts, and tooling. The first 4 products are mass production product with high volume. Jig and die are low volume product, which will occur when there is a new model launch. For joint venture and technical partners, we have business partners that we have been business alliance for a long time, and most of them are technology leaders of the product. For example, Min is Chinese company listed in Hong Kong, specialized in exterior body parts. HR is German company, produce door check and door hinge. Sano is Japanese company, produce brake tube and fuel lines. And Cortec is our technical partners for fuel tanks. For our customers, we manufacture automotive parts for almost all car manufacturers. For first quarter this year, Isuzu, which we manufacture chassis frame, accounted for 42%, followed by Dana at 7%. Both Ford and Continental were at 5% and AAT at 4%. For car dealership business, this business contribute around 24%, and we have the operation in Thailand and Malaysia. For Thailand dealership, we have Mitsubishi, Ford, Mazda, and MG dealership. And for Malaysia, we have Honda and Proton dealership. For the sales contribution for first quarter this year, the contribution from Honda is around 45%, followed by Mitsubishi at 21%, Proton at 14%, Ford 12%, MG 6%, and Mazda at 2%. For IoT connectivity and mobility business, the contribution is still less than 1%, and we currently have the operation only in Thailand. We have expertise in location-based data and digital mapping, and we use this expertise to expand into smart mobility, which includes the navigation systems and also the smart factory, include asset tracking such as track and OEE monitoring. Smart logistics includes GPS tracking and transportation management system. Smart office include the adoption of RPA system in the work process, which reduce the routine workload of people, and employee self-service system, which help HR team to work more efficiently. Smart farm analytics can help improve productivity, such as counting the number of the trees with high accuracy, and can analyze whether the trees are lack of water or lack of fertilizer. And the major revenue for first quarters come from smart location and smart logistics. The next agenda is first quarter 2022 earnings results. Our total revenue increased by 18.8% year-on-year. And the increase in revenue was higher than the industry in terms of volume of around 3.1% year-on-year. And for cost of sales, the increase is accordance with higher sales. Our gross profit in terms of amount increased 10.5% from 675 million baht in first quarter last year to 746 million baht in first quarter this year. However, the gross profit margin decreased from 12.1% in first quarter last year to 11.1% in first quarter this year due to the following reasons. Versus in Thailand, we can pass through most of the raw material price increase to customers. Our gross profit in terms of amount will not be affected. However, the selling price increase resulted in the increase in the denominator, which result in lower gross profit margin. And second one is Portugal operation takes approximately 3 to 6 months to negotiate the price adjustment with customers. However, our gross profit margin has improved from 10% in fourth quarter of last year. For SG&A, our SG&A increased slightly by 0.6% from 390 million baht in first quarter last year to 392 million baht in first quarter this year. While our revenue increased by 18.8%, you could see that SG&A in terms of percentage to total revenue improved from 6.8% in first quarter last year to 5.8% in first quarter this year. Loss on foreign currency exchange rate was at 4 million baht in first quarter this year compared to a gain on foreign currency exchange of around 102 million baht in first quarter last year. This is caused by appreciation of Thai baht, and this loss on foreign currency exchange was mainly associated with the US dollar loan related to STH transaction and was non-cash in nature. The net profit was 402 million baht compared to the net profit of 411 million baht in first quarter of last year, and net profit margin decreased from 7.2% in first quarter of last year to 5.9% in first quarter this year. However, if we exclude the gain and loss on foreign currency exchange rate, our net profit was 406 million baht compared to 308 million baht in first quarter of last year, and net profit margin exclude gain and loss on foreign exchange improved from 5.5% in first quarter of last year to 6% in first quarter this year. This is mainly from the following reasons. Strong performance of automotive parts business, especially in Thailand and China, and better performance of dealership business both in Thailand and Malaysia, and also increase in other income, mainly from higher sales incentive and commission from dealership business. And our SG&A in terms of percentage to revenue also improved. You could see that total revenue in first quarter 2022 increased by 18.8% and reached 6.8 billion baht due to the strong growth of automotive part business, especially in Thailand and China, and outperformed the industry. And this revenue of around 6.8 billion baht is our all-time high. For the gross profit margin in terms of amount increased 10.5%. However, as mentioned earlier, our gross profit margin decreased a bit from 12.1% to 11.1%. But if we compare to the gross profit margin in fourth quarter last year, which was at 10%, we could see that our gross profit margin has improved. EBIT margin and EBITDA margin for first quarter this year stood at 7.6% and 11.6% consequently. The net profit for first quarter was 403 million baht compared to 411 million baht in first quarter last year, and the net profit margin decreased from 7.2% in first quarter last year to 5.9% in first quarter this year. However, if we look at the core profit, which exclude gain and loss on foreign exchange rate, the core profit was 406 million baht compared to 308 million baht in first quarter last year, which was our all-time high. And the core profit margin improved from 5.5% to 6% in first quarter this year. Sales and service income of auto part manufacturing business increased 22.9% due to the increase in customers' orders and also higher demand for cars. We could see that Thailand and China operation sales is so strong. The growth is 29.2% and 48.1% year-on-year, and outperform the industry. For EBIT margin for first quarter this year was at 8% compared to 10.3% in first quarter last year. If we exclude gain and loss on foreign currency exchange, EBIT margin increased from 7.8% in first quarter last year to 8.1% in first quarter this year. Sales and service income of dealership business increased around 13%. And this is because of the higher sales in dealership business, both Thailand and Malaysia. And in Thailand, we opened the Mazda and MG new showroom in late of fourth quarter year 2021. And in Malaysia, there is a higher demand for car due to the sales and service tax exemption will expire in June 2022. For EBIT margin for first quarter this year was at 1.4% compared to 0.5% in first quarter last year, mainly from higher sales incentive and commission and higher proportion of income from service and body paint center, which generate a higher margin. And we also add the new brands to our portfolio. For financial indicator, the return on equity and return on asset of first quarter year 2022 were at 12% and 4.4% respectively. And our ICR improved from 1.5 times to 4.4 times in first quarter of this year. And that to EBITDA ratio also improved from 5.9 times to 3.3 times. And this ratio continues to improve primarily due to lower debt level. And here you could see our interest-bearing debt. It's currently at 7.4 billion baht as of March 2022. Our interest-bearing debt to equity ratio as of March 2022 was at 0.8 times compared to 1.11 times as of March last year. And our total liabilities net of cash to equity ratio as of March was at 1.5 times. And for our long-term debt to EBITDA is at 1.8 times. With the low long-term debt to EBITDA, we have additional debt capacity for expansion if opportunities arise. Next session is automotive industry overview. Total vehicle production volume in first quarter of year 2022 is 480,000 units compared to 466,000 units for the same period of last year. The export volume decreased by 5.8% to 143,000 units due to the semiconductor shortages and auto parts for some car model short. For domestic demand increased by 19.1% to 231,000 units due to the improved economic activity following an easing of coronavirus restriction and relief measures. The Bangkok International Motor Show event held in Bangkok between late of March and early April also helped boosting domestic sales. For this year, FTI expects the car production to be at 1.8 million units. Here is the Thailand total industry volume for first quarter of year 2022. Toyota is still number one, followed by Isuzu and Honda. You could see that overall total industry volume increased by 19.1% as most brands has increased in sales, except Nissan and Ford. For Ford, it will launch a new model around end of second quarter. And from the table, we could see that our major customers, Isuzu, increased in sales volume of around 16.6% in first quarter this year. For European market, total vehicle production volume decreased by 17% to 3.9 million cars due to the microchip shortages and also the Russia-Ukraine war. For the automotive industry in China, the car production has increased by 2% to 6.5 million cars. However, due to the Shanghai lockdown started in March, this resulted in the low volume in March. Even there is a high growth in January and February of around 8.9%. The exports increased by 63.2% to 0.6 million vehicles, and domestic car sales increased by 0.3% to 6.5 million cars due to the lockdown. We could see that the production of automobiles in China is mainly for domestic sales, not much for exports. For Malaysia, total industry volumes for first quarter this year increased around 12.7%. And for this year, MMA expect the total industry volume this year to reach around 600,000 cars, or increase around 18%. Next agenda is strategy and direction. Our short-term strategy is to optimize our operations to challenging environment due to the uncertainty circumstance by emphasizing efficiency improvement and capturing opportunities that may arise, and continue to focus on increasing our agility and adaptability. Our medium to long-term strategy, we aim to be a global player by further capitalizing on our extensive international presence and leveraging on strong relationships with OEM clients globally and long-term reputation of our AAPICO group as a trusted partner. We have a strong overproduction base in Thailand, Malaysia, China, Europe, and through our associates in India, but we are still looking for growth opportunities in USA and also Japan, which is one of our biggest customers. The average year for a passenger cars is around 5 years, but if it is a pickup truck, which is our main customers, the average year is approximately around 10 to 12 years. And normally there is only one supplier for each component parts for that model. This will be a guarantee that we will receive an order from customer for that car models. From the graph, this is an example of a life cycle of the pickup truck model. It can be seen that we receive an orders of this model for 3 consecutive cycles. It shows the volume in the past, present, and also the futures. Normally, we receive the order over the lifetimes of that model, which usually around 10 years, and we have a certain committed volume with customers. And for the fluctuation in major raw material price, such as steel, we can mostly pass through our customer. For our company strategy, we are not just looking for the opportunity in Thailand market, we are also looking for the growth opportunity in global market. We could see that the production in Thailand is only 2% of the volume of global market. And for this year, you can see that the global volume is expected to be around 81 million cars. So we have a lot of opportunity in global market. For our key milestones, we listed on the stock exchange of Thailand in 2002, and we continue our growth rate by acquiring a company from Dana, and also expanded the business to China and continue to do a joint venture with foreign partner. And we received the credit rating of BBB plus and also achieved the CG score of 4 stars in 2016. And in 2017, we start moving forward globalizations by started to invest 25.1% in STAH and increasing the stakes to 49.99% in year 2018, and currently hold 100% shareholding in STAH. And in 2019 to 2021, we acquired AAPICO Maya, which is our Portugal operation at 100%, and also established joint venture company named Room, which is a distributor of motorcycle brands KTM, Husqvarna, and Bajaj, as well as established 4 new dealerships in Thailand and Malaysia, totaling of 4 locations. And in late of last year, we opened new MG and Mazda showroom and service center in Thailand. And last year, we achieved 5 stars CG rating, and we also received Sustainability Award for 2 consecutive years. Next agenda is electric vehicle. From the graph, you could see that the global passenger vehicle sales for EV continuously increase. And in year 2014, ICE will be around 20%. According to the forecast, the global sales of new vehicle by segments are as follows. The proportion of EV for 2 to 3 wheels and buses accounted for 50 to 60% in year 2030 and reach 75 to 80% in year 2040. And for passenger car and light commercial vehicles such as pickup truck and vans will be around 30% by 2030 and 60 to 70% by year 2040. And for medium and large commercial vehicles such as trucks, we'll have an EV shares around 10% in year 2030 and less than 30% in year 2040. For the impact of electric vehicle, for short-term, medium-term impact, our current product will continue to be a significant percentage of the revenue and our profitability. For the long-term impact, the company will transform in line with EV, and major products such as plastic body in white, chassis frame are still needed in EV with slight modification, such as changing from steel to aluminum or using thinner but durable steel. In summary, most of our metal forming, plastic, and forging parts will be carried into EV, but of course, we have a strategy to produce the parts for EVs as well. There is a disruption, but it's minimized in our case due to our diversity of the products. From the pictures, on the left-hand side is the frame in the EV pickup truck, and in the figure on the right is the axle for EV. You could see that the axle is used in both EV and ICE, so it will not be affected by the shift to EV. And here is the parts we manufacture for PHEV and EV parts. For our current EV parts in Thailand, we produce half shaft for Jaguar I-Pace and produce hub axle for Form 1 and hub chassis for My Mobility. For PHEV parts, we produce the battery case frame for Honda HR-V, bracket chassis and brake power supply for Toyota Camry Hybrid, and battery case frame, water system, radiator tanks for Nissan Kicks, and also protector and battery cover, and bracket bearing supports for Toyota Hilux Revo Hybrid. And here is the EV part of our overseas operations. We produce differential cases, brakes, and steering knuckle for BMW iX and i7, and also for Lordstown, Maserati, Porsche, and Eagle. And for the hybrid parts of our overseas operation, we also produce the same things for Volkswagen, Golf Hybrid, Renault, Toyota Yaris, Ford Fiesta and Kuga, and Land Rover Evoque Discovery Sports. And here is our new EV order. We received a new EV part of the 2 model of EV cars from overseas customers, and we also received the EV tooling orders for mini truck from local customers. And here is the taxi application booking for EV taxi, which our IoT connectivity and mobility companies has created. Okay, now we are open for the questions you may have.
Okay, the section has come to an end. So on behalf of the Stock Exchange of Thailand, I would like to thank you, investor and corporate, for joining the conference. We look forward to welcome you all again in the next quarter. Thank you very much and have a good day. ขอบคุณนะคะท่านผู้บริหาร
ครับ thank you ค
Thank
รับ
you